Welcome everybody back to Sports Cards Nerd. I'm here with Jack Esplin. Jack, how's it going?
Dude, it's going great, man. It's good to be on with you again.
Yeah, good to be on with you too. Nice shirt, by the way.
Hey, thanks, man. Got a rep 311.
I don't think I've actually heard of that, to be honest.
Dude, it's a good band, man. And plus, I'm wearing the Eagle Green, Kelly Green. So we're doing good.
Gotcha. So today we're going to be talking about our picks for the most five Super Bowl matchups, and we're also going to be talking about our division winner picks and our expectations for our respective teams for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's start off with our top five most likely Super Bowl matchups. Doesn't necessarily have to be in an order.
Mm.
So so Jack, what's one of your most likely Super Bowl matchups?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Going into this season, I really honestly don't feel like there are, I don't think there's a large pool of contenders, to be honest. I think there's only a select few that I could see making it. But I would say that, in my opinion, the most likely Super Bowl matchup has to be the Rams and the Bills. I just think that those are the two teams, like the most stacked teams in their respective conferences. Now, does the most stacked team always make it to the Super Bowl? No. But at least for right now, I'm going early. Rams Bills should be at least in the Super Bowl. We'll see.
Yeah, that's actually my top Super Bowl matchup as well because
Yeah.
as long as Josh Allen is quarterbacking the Bills, I mean,
Yeah.
it's really, excuse me, it's really hard for them to lose. And the Rams, I mean, they've got superstars on both sides. They just got
Oh,
Myles Garrett from the Browns. They got, they still, I think they traded for someone else. I can't remember who. I think it was Jared Verse they traded for, or maybe it was Trent McDuffie
yeah,
from the
McDuffie. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was one of
Yeah.
those 2.
Mm.
So yeah, Bills-Rams Super Bowl is I'd be surprised if either of them didn't make the conference championship. So
Mm.
we will definitely see.
Mhm.
Another Super Bowl matchup I wouldn't be surprised at is the Cincinnati Bengals and the Seattle Seahawks because the Seahawks
Wow.
just won the Super Bowl and they've made it back-to-back Super Bowls before, and the
Yeah.
Bengals have made it to the Super Bowl once in Joe Burrow's career with them. So as long
Mhm.
as Burrow and that O-line can stay healthy and they protect him, I mean they could skyrocket. I mean you could have an offensive slugfest with Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Dude, yeah, that would. I do agree with you on the fact that I think the Bengals will take a leap this next season. I don't know if it'll be enough to make the Super Bowl. I would love to see it happen. I'm rooting for Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. That offense is one of the best in the league. And then it's of course, it's a huge win for the Bengals just not having Myles Garrett in their division. Like, just simply him not
Yeah.
being there to tear Joe Burrow's head off. Like, I think
However, you
that'll be
still have
huge
to
for
keep
them.
an eye out for TJ Watt with and that D line for Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah,
And,
definitely. And plus,
and
Trey Hendrickson's still there,
yeah,
right, on the Ravens. So
yeah, I know. So they traded away Garrett, but they still have that four-headed
yeah,
monster with Pittsburgh.
yeah.
So So speaking of Pittsburgh, that's another of my Super Bowl matchups is Pittsburgh
Mm,
Steelers and the Green Bay Packers, or really any
mm,
of the NFC North, because
mm.
if Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers can unlock Rodgers from like his MVP season in 21 and they somehow make it, they not only win their division, but they make it to the Super Bowl and beat the Packers, the Bears, the Lions, or the Vikings, especially the Packers. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about poetic justice. I mean, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy beat Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl in 2012. So
Mm.
this would be like the ultimate poetic justice if it was the Steelers beating the Packers.
It would be wild to see. I mean, it would definitely be like a storybook ending to a legendary career for Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, it'll be tough, I think, for both of those teams because for the Packers, you have Micah Parsons is out for what the first 5 or 6 weeks, and then you lose two receivers in that room from Dobbs and Dontavian Wicks, and then at the same time for Pittsburgh, they're a loaded team, but they're loaded with veterans. They have a lot of older players, so it'll be
That
interesting. I
is
mean, I
true.
think Michael Pittman will help elevate that offense along with Rico Dowdle, but at the same time, I'm like, who? I don't know if I can see either of those teams making it. But if this were to happen, what you're saying, it would be kind of wild to just be like, oh wow, like the team that Aaron Rodgers already beat in his Super Bowl win, now he's on the opposite side. So it'd be wild.
It would be. So what are two other Super Bowl matchups that you think are really likely?
Mm. I think. Another team, I think two other teams that could make it. Staying in the NFC West, I think the Niners are another pick that they could go far just with how talented they are. I mean, yeah, health is going to be their biggest thing because we've seen the Niners just can't stay healthy. But
Yeah, the
I
injury
think the
bug.
Niners, yeah, exactly. The Niners could represent the NFC, I think, in my opinion. And then I think another AFC team that could make it would be the Broncos. Just because, you add Jalen Waddle to that team now, you have an offensive boost. Plus, they're already returning one of the best defensive lines and just defenses, period, in the league. So Niners Broncos is another one that I could see happening.
Okay, yeah. So what's another one?
After that, I would go. I think AFC. I think the Patriots could do it again. We already saw them do it this last season, and now they add Romeo Dobbs. They add AJ Brown, of course, one of the best receivers in the league. So the Pats have already done it with a young team. And then from the NFC, I don't know if I have many contenders outside of the Rams and Niners, but if I had to pick one, I might pick my Philadelphia Eagles just because, I mean, as far as starting lineups goes, I think they have one of the most talented starting units. Plus, I just feel like I mean, yeah, they did add, Reek Woolen into the secondary and free agency. They added Jonathan Grenard as well. I think the defense will be solid, but I think taking AJ Brown out of there, I think might might help them. I hope it does. I think it can because now you don't have one guy that the defense is focused on, and plus, I mean, AJ Brown was creating all this drama and these locker room issues, all
Yeah,
these things.
that's
So
unfortunate.
right. So I think now Hurts will be able to spread the wealth around more between, Devontae Smith, Dontavian Wicks, Hollywood Brown, Makai Lemon. So I think the Eagles can be scary. And if there is another contender outside of the NFC West, I would say Eagles. So we could see another Patriots Eagles Super Bowl.
Yeah, so Eagles are in the NFC East.
Hmm.
Yeah, and remember the Eagles still have Saquon Barkley. So
Hmm.
if he can return to his 2024 form, then great.
Oh
Another
yeah.
Super Bowl matchup I have is the Broncos and I think the Eagles.
Mm.
Yeah, Broncos and
Hmm.
Eagles, and kind of like what
Yeah.
you said, the Broncos were probably like one broken elbow and a blizzard away from the Super Bowl last year. I mean, Bo Nix is no slouch, and
No, he's solid.
they just got Jalen Waddle from the Dolphins, who exploded with Tua Tagovailoa. So
Mhm.
Broncos and Eagles, yeah, I'd love to see that because I think Philly has two Super Bowls now. So,
Mhm.
and I think Denver has like three or four. So it'd be nice
Mhm.
for either of them to catch up with the Packers, Cowboys, Patriots, and Steelers. So,
Yeah.
so I think a fourth or fifth one that I have is I wrote it down, but I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
Um, Probably the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
I don't
Texans
remember.
have that defense for sure.
Yeah, I don't. No, wait. It was the Texans and the. Well, anyway, yeah, Texans and the Bears. Texans and the Lions. That was the one. And
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
dude, because neither of them have made the Super Bowl ever.
Yeah.
So a Lions Texans Super Bowl would probably break records. To be totally honest, I mean,
Yeah.
you have the newest franchise versus one of the oldest franchises. Neither of them have
Mhm.
made it. That Texans defense is like the steel curtain. To be honest,
Nasty.
I
Yeah, it's
mean,
nasty.
and I mean, and you have the Lions who are still like a top 10 team are under
Mhm.
Dan Campbell. So I think if they shock the world and make it to the Super Bowl this year, I mean
Yeah.
that Super Bowl would just be absolutely insane. So Texans and Lions.
Dude, yeah, I'm honestly just excited to see how this Texans defense continues to hold up over the season because yeah, they have the defense to take them there. It's just the offense. What can CJ Stroud do, right? Like what can that offense do? Can Nico Collins wake back up and, return to the form that he was before? Like, dude, I'm rooting for the Texans too. That's another team that I want to see do well this next season.
Yeah, so those are my 4 or 5 Super Bowl matchups. So now, let's do our division winners for the season.
Ooh, yeah.
So we can start with you in the NFC.
Okay. NFC. I'll start with the NFC North. I think this one's gonna be tough. But I think I'm gonna take the Bears to win it over the Lions. I know the Bears have projected the hardest schedule going into this next season, but I just trust Ben Johnson's play calling more. I think Caleb Williams has kind of blossomed into one of the better quarterbacks in the league. So I think because of that, I think the Bears win it. Do you want me to just keep going through them, or do you want me to stop after each one?
You can go through the whole conference or the whole league.
Okay, cool. After that, I'll do a NFC South. I think the Panthers win it over the Bucks. I just think that I think the Panthers will have one of the best defenses in the league with the offseason additions they had. And I think they'll just continue to progress just with the young core they have on offense. In the NFC East, I'll take the Eagles to win it over the Cowboys. The Cowboys did make some improvements on defense, but we still saw last season they were still one of the worst defenses in the league. So I think the Eagles still
Yeah.
do it. And then the NFC West, I think it's pretty easy. It should be the Rams. If it isn't, I would be pretty surprised. But just having Miles Garrett alone is enough, I think, to take them over the edge there.
Okay, and what about your picks for the AFC?
AFC, so AFC North, I think the Bengals actually will do it. I think they'll take down the Ravens. I like the Ravens right now, but I think they're a little bit overhyped going into this year, just with who they lost in guys like Isaiah Likely as well, and then their center Tyler Linderbaum. So I think the Bengals take a leap. I think they win that division. I think the Texans win the AFC South over the Jags, just because again that defense, the Jags. I don't think had a great offseason, losing some key pieces. I think the Bills beat the Patriots in the AFC East. And then the AFC West will be competitive. Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs. I think that one will be a toss-up, but I think the Broncos win it.
Okay, great. Yeah, we're pretty much on the same page with a couple of
Mm,
differences. So for my
okay.
picks, my pick for the NFC East is either the Eagles or the
Mm.
Washington Commanders because
Ooh, yeah.
because if Jaden Daniels can, like Saquon Barkley, if he can go back to his magic rookie season,
Yeah.
then I think the Commanders have a legitimate chance to topple the Eagles.
Mm,
So that'd be pretty interesting. For the
yeah.
NFC North, I'm picking the Bears as well because
Right.
I think Ben Johnson proved in his first season that
Mm.
he unlocked Caleb Williams' potential. I mean, I'm sorry, but Caleb Williams' ability to throw insane fourth down
Dude, yeah.
play against the Rams of all teams in the playoffs last year. And I mean, the times the Bears came back from in the fourth quarter, not unlike the
Yeah.
Broncos. I mean,
Crazy.
I'd say the Bears' best game was probably either against the Rams in the playoffs or against the Bengals when they
Mm.
were down like 20 plus against Cincinnati and they came back in Cincy. So my Bears are my pick for the North. For the South, I'm going to probably pick either the New Orleans Saints or the Carolina Panthers
Mm.
because the Saints still have Tyler Shuck, who
Mhm.
was I think top 3 in Rookie of the Year last year,
He was good. Yeah, he was solid.
and they just added Travis Etienne from the Jaguars. So
Mm-hmm.
if they can utilize those two players, then I think they have a shot. Although
Mm-hmm.
the Panthers massively upgraded last year. I mean, they were
Yeah.
probably one of the sleeper teams last year. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
was sleeping on it. So
Yeah.
Panthers or Saints for the South. For the West, I mean, how can you argue with the Rams? You really can't. I mean, they
Yeah.
they they were
It's tough.
they gave the Seahawks a fright in all 3 of their games.
Yeah.
So you could make the case that all 3 of those matchups were the top 3 games of the year last year.
They were
I
really
I
good.
mean, honestly, I mean, I could watch them again and again. Rams, Saints or Panthers, Bears, and Eagles or Commanders. For the
Okay.
AFC, I'm picking the Broncos for the West because
Mhm.
I still think the Chiefs. There's a lot of talk that the Chiefs have their dynasty's over. Mahomes isn't the same as he wasn't. Maybe not. I mean, especially
Mhm.
after tearing his ACL last year at the
Yeah,
end of
that
the
sucks.
year. I mean, I'm kind of surprised he's been cleared to play in week 1. I'm like, I'd wait at least half a month
Oh,
just
wow,
to
yeah,
play it safe because if he injures it worse, ugh, I
yeah.
don't want to see that. So yeah, I'm picking the Broncos. Although you could also make the case for the Chargers.
Mm,
Yeah, Broncos for the AFC West. AFC South, I'm
mm,
going with the Texans because
mm,
they have the best defense, although
mm,
Jacksonville could give them a scare. I mean,
mm,
Jacksonville, I think, is trending up as well. I think they're a sleeper team. AFC
mhm,
North, I'm going to pick the Steelers or the Ravens.
mm,
Because you got to just guarantee, which you can't really do, that Joe Burrow can stay healthy. Because if
yeah.
you can't, then I mean, you got to turn to a 42-year-old Joe Flacco, and he did good. But I mean, come on, Joe Burrow. I mean, So I'm picking Pittsburgh to shock the world or the Ravens. For the AFC East, I'm picking the Bills because I don't think New England's success last year was like an indication per se of things to come.
Mm,
Dolphins still have a lot to prove with Malik Willis and losing Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
yeah.
They still have Devon Achane though. But so yeah, we're pretty much on the same page. So,
Nice. Let's go.
so my expectations for Pittsburgh this year is they have a new head coach for the first time in 19 years,
Yeah. Oh
and
wow.
and even before Mike Tomlin, they hadn't had like 2 years before Tomlin, they didn't have a losing season either. So it's been like
Mm,
21 years since a losing season. And if he can not either turn back the clock with Aaron Rodgers,
mm-hmm.
or if he can turn Will Howard into the next Ben Roethlisberger, or
Mm-hmm.
at least a snippet of Roethlisberger, then great, because I think Will Howard definitely missed his chance last year. So because he
Yeah.
in part because he got injured, but I say give Howard and Drew Allar a chance. Um,
Mm,
I mean, let Aaron Rodgers play, but I think once the Steelers are in control of a game, take Rodgers out and let Will Howard play the rest. So,
mm-hmm. Mm.
so my record prediction for the Steelers is to go 12-5, AFC North
Dang.
champs,
That'd
AFC
be a great, yeah. That'd be a
AFC North
fantastic
champs
season.
at 12-5.
Yeah. Dang. That did that. Hopefully that'd be a great season.
Yeah. So, what about you and the Eagles?
For the Eagles, I'm expecting them to win in the ballpark, same amount of wins, I think, 11 or 12. I think the main, I mean, just looking at their schedule here, I think some of the biggest matchups that I'm kind of more of expecting a loss, I guess, in are road against Chicago. I think will be tough. Home against the Rams. I mean, you're at home, but it's still the Rams. Um, I think I really, I don't know, man. I think the NFC East will be one of the most difficult divisions this next season, up there with the NFC West. Just because the Commanders are expected to take a leap. The Giants just got better. The Cowboys are supposed to be better on
Oh yeah.
defense, at least too. So I'm like, I think all six divisional matchups I think will be tough. But outside of those, the game against the Bears, like I said, the Rams, and then after that, on the road against San Francisco, kind of to end the season, I think will be tough as well. And then of course, you have that stretch at the end of the year where you're at home against Seattle and at home against Houston. So those will be tough. But I'm expecting the Eagles to be either 11-6 or 12-5. I would probably lean 11-6 just to be safe, but
Mhm.
I would still expect the Eagles to make the playoffs, even if it's not winning their division, at least being in a wild card spot. But yeah, I would definitely say Philly makes the playoffs.
Yeah, so I may not have the Steelers' schedule memorized, but I know the teams they're playing. They're opening
Mm,
against the Falcons. That should be a dub.
mm, mm.
I'm predicting they'll split with the Bengals and Ravens.
Mm.
And they'll probably win both games against Cleveland because they don't have Miles
Hopefully.
Garrett to worry about. And
Yeah.
man, if that four-headed monster defensive line can harass their quarterback, then go for it.
Yeah.
And they're facing the AFC South and the NFC
Mm,
South. I
mm,
think they'll beat the Colts and the Titans and the Jaguars, lose to the Texans. I think in the NFC South they'll beat New Orleans, Atlanta, and Tampa Bay, but they'll
mm,
probably lose to the Panthers.
mm.
And they're also facing Denver and Philadelphia. So
Yeah, it's tough.
I think they'll probably lose to the Eagles and the
Let's
Broncos.
go.
But hey, we'll see. The one of the Steelers primetime games is that Sunday or Thursday game against the Bengals or Texans, one of those two.
Mm,
So yeah, this season's hooking up, and hey, preseason started last week, and so now we
yeah.
have preseason one tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Gonna be good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, well, I got to get going, but Jack, thank you so much for this interview. And guys,
Mm,
subscribe to both of our channels, Jack SB and Sports
awesome.
Cards Nerd. So, Jack, good to
Yes,
see you.
sir. Dude, thanks for having me on, Adam. I appreciate it, man.